It was kind of amazing. We found a lot of new stuff, including the secret garden. We managed to get our hands on that. And if I'm right, we should have access to it again right from the start of today's stream. We're on day 24. Let's dive in and see what we can do. We might get to room 46 today. I think it's at least a possibility. So we had the moon pendant. We should start this day with 2 items. And it did look like the water levels were maintained, so I think we can get down the fountain entrance now without having to rebuild the pump room. So I have the magnifying glass and the lockpick. That's actually pretty nice. The magnifying glass, not as much, but the lockpick is a pretty nice choice. We had like 15 items yesterday, so had no idea which one we were going to get. All right, the fountain access is still open. That is really strong. That means we can get down to open the basement anytime we get the basement door key. So we're very close to hitting room 46 now, which originally I thought was the main objective of the game. But I've recently learned, I've tried to avoid any spoilers, but I couldn't help looking up a few of the complaint posts about the RNG because I was frustrated and I want to see if other people felt the same way. It seems like finding room 46 is really just the end of the tutorial as far as this game is concerned. So, very nice. We get to build the secret garden here. And the whole thing should be indoors, but... Oh, interesting. So they've given it like a little bit of sunlight here. Okay. There's a possibility, at least, all right, so there's dirt. There's a possibility that there could be an item. This is a very large room as rooms go. Yeah, the doors, of course, are blocked off because we're in the cave. So we do have some dirt piles that at the moment we can't investigate. And then we have this. Everything's still pointing here. We can just straight up open this. Amazing. Okay. So if we can get into the antechamber from that open door and get the key, we can go down into the fountain. And from there into room 46, I think, maybe. I'm not 100% on that. We may also be able to use that key, if we get it, in the foundation. So we're off to a good start. We got lots of steps. We got 2 gems, 13 coins. We've already opened one of the antechamber doors. So now, we need to get here, and we need to have a way to ensure we get the exit we want here. So that's going to be important. Now let's see. What do I want to do? Ideally, I would like to reach rank 9 here with a bunch of dice, which means I'd like to build the Draxus courtyard, if possible. But I don't know how to force that to come out. The other thing that we changed last time was we went into the conservatory and made the boiler room quite a bit more likely. So, oh, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Yes. I figured out what this is. So this is wheat and heat. Wheat and heat. So I'm pretty sure that the letter we're looking for here is W. And we're going to pop that in and assume it's correct. Into our clue thing here. So we think this is a W, probably. Wheat and heat is the only one that makes sense to me. Let's outline this. Object outline. There we go. Press the layers, and there we go. So I don't know if the antechamber is a missing letter or if this is 2 words of 2 letters each. So it doesn't super make sense. Like, do we count small gates, or as we count small gates on... Like, what else could this be but we? Unless we just don't get a letter here and we have to figure it out. I'm not sure. But for now, let's get back into the game. So yeah, we'd very much, because the secret garden is hard to come by and opening antechamber doors is not interesting, we'd like to try to get the into this room, and we'd like to try to have an east exit, if at all possible. To that end, we would like to maybe build the Draxus courtyard. So I'm going to start by heading east today. Pantry gets us coins. Storeroom gets us keys, coins, and gems. Gems are very valuable. So even though this is a dead end, I think I will take this early on here. We already marked down that there's a pawn in this room. All right, let's go west now. So Den gets us 2 exits and a gem. Parlor could get us 2 gems and maybe an item, but I like the exits better. We definitely want to preserve our gems. If we get up here and we have a room that goes in and we don't have the gems to build it, I'm gonna lose my mind. So we're gonna be careful about that. We're gonna try to collect gems and try to not spend them if at all possible. Yeah, we have the pawn marked in terms of the chess. I don't think there's anything else in here. All right, let's continue west. What do we get here? So nursery for steps could be good, although it costs us a gem. The observatory could be good and exits north. I think this might, well, we might be trying to backtrack quite a bit here. So the nursery might be the better play. We could get some resources from the observatory, but... And this takes a dead end out. It does spend a gem. You know what? It's early. This will pretty much guarantee we have all the steps we need. I think I will go nursery here. And let's see. Ooh, some dice. I'll take those. That's exactly what I wanted. That's actually really helpful. We'll save that. Okay, now that I have 2 dice, that's almost enough to make me feel comfortable just going straight for the antechamber now. I think we have the pawn clue here. So pawn nursery. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so right now we have 2 exits north. We need to keep heading north and maintain our situation here. We do have the lockpick, so keys aren't as much of a priority. Let's see what we get here. All right, so corridor or spare bedroom. Corridor can have, I guess, a coin in it on the ground. Kind of hard to notice. Either of these is okay. We have the other exit from the entrance hall if we need it. I think because corridor is always left unlocked, we'll go spare bedroom here. That gets us more steps as well. There's the sleeping mask, so we're gonna have steps for days now. All right, so I have the sleeping mask, the magnifying glass, and the lockpick. All right. I don't know. Okay. It could be helpful to have the entrance hall, whatever we build off the entrance hall, built so that we know what our options are for getting out of the spare room here. Let's go back to the entrance hall, I think, and see what we can build. All right, so chapel only gets us 1 exit. Pantry is a dead end. Observatory gets us out. It does spend a gem, which I'm a little reluctant to do, but we might get more gems from the telescope. So, okay, let's go observatory. Let's hop inside. So we're at 24 gems. Let's see. Where's the gem dealio? God, I have so many screenshots in this game now. It's getting harder to... I guess maybe I should rename this because I need to check it kind of pretty frequently. Yeah, here we go. Let's rename this to... Stars 1. And we'll name this to... I think this is part of it as well, but... 29... Yeah, this doesn't matter as much. So, Diamondus Minor, Florealis, Bloom of the Sky, it looks like. Or no, how many, hold on, let me go ahead and rename this to Stars 2. We are looking at 24, yeah, okay, so 24 means Diamondus Minor, Florealis, Bloom of the Sky. I don't know that I know what Florealis is. So we'll get a gem from Diamondus Minor. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers today. That's more gems in green rooms. All right, I guess we'll take that. And we'll try to draft some green rooms here. Okay, so we got our gem back for drafting this. We're back up to 4. I don't think there's a... Yeah, I still don't really understand why this is interactable. I think we have the night listed here. Yeah, observatory. Okay. I don't think there's anything else up top, so... This should be taking us east, correct? Yeah, alright, so let's see about east here. Alright, pantry's a dead end. Parlor gets us 2 gems and is a dead end. Pool gets us across. Costs us a gem, but adds locker room, sauna, and pump room. The locker room would be good for keys. I'm not sure we need that. Sauna's a dead end. Pump room, well, we might need it. The alternative is that we only have access to the east wing through the foundation. We could get more gems if we build green rooms over here. Going south is tough. I think rather than the pool, I don't really need the locker room today. I don't need the sauna. I don't think I need the pump room. So rather than spending a gem here, I'm going to take 2 gems from the parlor, and we'll hope we get something south out of the foundation to use these squares, maybe. But yeah, I think we go parlor here. That does mean we only have 1 exit from the spare bedroom, but in an emergency, we have some dice, so... Yeah, we're okay. Into the parlor we go. Looks like no spare item today. Unless, I guess there could be... We've seen that occasionally there's like a little piece of coin on the ground near the furniture in some of these rooms. Doesn't seem like that's the case today. There's no chess pieces in here. All right. Let's solve the puzzle and get the gems. All right. The white box is true. The other 2 boxes are false. So this cannot be true because that creates a paradox with this, which means this is false. One of these has to be, if this is false, and it has to be, one of these has to be true. So if the white box was true... Oh, it can't be. So if this is true... This can't be true. If this is false, this has to be false. Which means this has to be true. The other 2 boxes are empty. Okay. All right. One more quick look around for a coin or 2 on the floor somewhere. No. All right. Nothing in the observatory. So we're down to 1 exit, which is always a sketchy situation to be in. But we have dice. So in the worst case that we draw 3 dead ends, we have an out. We have the lockpick and the key. All right. So, what do we want here? Hallway's pretty solid. Yeah, hallway's a solid choice here. So we'll go hallway. And we'll take a peek around on the ground. Looking for spare change. None to be found. All right, let's go west first. See if we can get a south exit to use that grid square. Terrace. Green rooms do not cost gems to draft. That's actually a fantastic pickup this early. And green rooms today are more likely to have gems in them. So this is gem central. Hey, Pila, welcome back to the channel. Good to see you again. So more likely to contain special flowers like this one. Yes, very nice. Okay, so we're gonna be doing pretty well on gems here, I think, and we've got a good amount of money as well. We've already got 2 dice. So we've lost access to this square. That's fine. Now we only have the 1 exit, but if we can get across or north, we're gonna be okay. And we already have an antechamber door open, so that's good. All right, what do we got here? Drawing room gets us north and across to the foundation. It's almost certainly the way to go. Yeah, it's definitely drawing room here. Okay. Still have no idea how to solve the puzzle in here, which is very frustrating. We've been struggling with this puzzle since the very start of the game. I don't know what all the paintings on the wall mean, or how to count them or turn them into a combination. I don't even know if they're related. It's pretty confusing. Nothing else going on here. So, like, we have road and rod, but then these don't fall into that same pattern. Like, do we want maybe the word left here? Because there's left and right. I don't know. I don't know about this room. I've never been able to figure this out. I hope there's another clue somewhere. There's something about dates, but how do these paintings relate to the dates? I guess there's the borders of the paintings too, to some degree. But these don't match the borders in the heraldry book we found, or the symbology book we found, so I really don't know what to make of this room or how to solve this puzzle. I hope there's another clue somewhere that tells me something about this. I think we go across the foundation here. And we try to get a room going either north. We got 2 exits now, so that's good. We can mess around a little bit. So commissary, unfortunately, is heading north. Bedroom is heading south. Pantry is heading south. Building this gets me like 10 more steps. I don't know that I need it now. I might pick up the gold instead. Yeah, let's get... This would get me 10 more steps right now. What do I need the gold for? I don't have a shop. But I could build one later. We've got 61 steps. Plenty of opportunities to get more steps, whereas gold might be harder to come by. So let's do this. Plus, there should be some food in here, right? Nice. Banana for 3. Okay. All right, we'll check here. This is going to probably be a dead end, but we'll see. So... East Wing Hall, kind of a bad place to use it. Closet would be okay. Only get 2 items out of it. Patio spreads gems in each green rooms, which means there would be another gem in the terrace. Plus, there's likely to be a gem in here. I think this is bad to build now just because... If we have more green rooms later, it spreads more, but then I have to backtrack and pick them all up. So I don't want to use the east wing, which means this is going to be a dead end, so which makes more sense? I guess patio, actually. I don't know if... No, this only spreads in rooms that exist, so we're kind of limiting the amount of utility we can get out of it, because it's going to spread a gem in the terrace, and that's it. Maybe in the patio itself. But it removes it from the green rooms, so I can build other more interesting green rooms later. And maybe we save this for a bedroom at some point in the future to get more item utility out of it. Though this is a dead end. I think maybe giving up 2 items to get... Yeah, like doing this early with only 1 room seems like a waste of the gem potential. I think I'm going to go bedroom closet here. We'll give up the 2 extra items to get rid of the dead end. So we did get a gem, which is nice. And that's it for this room. All right, now let's head north. We've got a good amount of resources. All right, library could get us the bookstore. We've never seen the bookstore. And it gets us a path over here. I don't really want to do the chapel. I think we're going to go library. We can also request a book we haven't seen, and we might be able to build the bookstore, and we have 20 coins, so maybe the bookstore is a good thing to have here. Assuming we luck into drawing it here. We learned that the only place you can draft the bookstore is from the library. So it would be I don't know if it would be a dead end, but this is the only door in the mansion from which we can draft the bookstore. I don't want to spend dice on it right now, so we'll just see if we get lucky. Okay, so we have some options here. So mail room, we could get a very large package 3 days hence. Master bedroom might have something in it that I missed that I want to find, which is, if we look at our chess stuff, we found pawns, castles, bishops, and knights, but we haven't found the king or the queen. I have a feeling, it's a guess, but I have a feeling the master bedroom is probably the only room in the estate that has the king, and her ladyship's bedroom is probably the only room in the estate that has the queen. So at some point, I would like to draft this and see if there's a king token in here. We might need to have both of those rooms drafted on any given day to be able to use the wheel gear thing. I don't know how to solve the chess puzzle yet, but that's my guess right now, is that I need to have one of each room on the floor plan, and then match the pieces on the board to the locations of the corresponding rooms. But I don't know that. I don't think I want to do this today. I don't think I want to spend these gems. Aquarium is a power source. And if we check what we know about power sources, gymnasium can be powered from anywhere. Laboratory needs a boiler room from the east or north doorway, so we wouldn't be able to power the laboratory, because it has to come from the east or the top, and we'd be building from the south here. Unless we built it from here. If we built it from here, it could connect the laboratory to... So like if I'm in this room, and I'm drafting this room, and the east exit points down, it could connect. I'd have to get here and then draw the lab. All right, so you know what? We'll throw out the aquarium. That'll get us 5 steps anyway, because it's a bedroom. And we're not going to burn our dice on this right now. But if we get here easily, and we have dice left over, we can come to here, maybe, and try to get the laboratory here with the dice. It's a plausibility. All right, I'm not going to burn steps going into the aquarium. We're going to backtrack and go out the drawing room. We do have an exit from the aquarium in the event of a very bad roll here. Okay, let's see. All right, so chapel cost me coin. Gets me an exit west. We don't get any other benefit from it. Nook gets me a key and an exit west. Passageway gets me north and west. And this is pretty solid. I don't think we redraw here. I think this is one of the things I've been saving my gems for, is to give myself more choices like this. Do I mean, okay, so if I redraw, we could screw ourselves and need to spend a dice. I don't super need the key here. I don't want to spend the gems if I don't have to. We have a free redraw. I think I'm going to gamble on this and see what else we can get. All right, so corridor takes us north. Security only costs 1 gem and gets us west. Plus we can mess with the doors, I guess. Code check. I don't think I have anything checked right now. Corridor is always unlocked. We have an exit from the aquarium if this door is a security door and we can't exit. So that's something. I don't want the dead end here. So I think we go security. Nice. Okay, it's not a security door, so that's a good thing. Let's take a peek around. There's no, by the way, there's no like chess in here. There's no chess symbols in here, right? That I missed somehow. Also, security has power. Security conducts power from its doors. Yeah, okay, so conductors, all doors, includes gymnasium and security. I think that's the way we do that. And then we say consumers, laboratory, east or north. We'll do it like this. Security is south, east, and west. Laboratories east and north. Providers. Aquarium. South, east, and west. Furnace is a consumer from the south, I believe. That's a red room, right? Yeah. So furnace can come from south. All right. We've only seen the vault key once. It was right here. I don't know if it always spawns there or not. Let's mess with the security settings. I've missed a gem somewhere. That sucks. Let's go to the keycard system. We'll set it low for now because we don't have the breaker room. Change offline mode to... Wait. Unlocked. Okay. And if we build the breaker room, we can come back here and set that to high to try and help us out. All right. Yeah, let's head west. See what we get here. Okay, we've got the boiler room. That's another power source. I don't think we want to build this here. We want to build it... Well, if we build it here, then we need to get the lab or something here, and I don't think that's what we want to do. Nook's a dead end. Chapel gets us an exit north. This does get us an exit west, and if we lucked into the lab, I don't think it would connect. Because the lab, it wants from east and north. I guess if it ended up connecting the east door here, it could work. I don't want the Nook. I don't want the chapel. What do we have? 6 gems? I guess maybe there's a gem in the aquarium since we didn't go in. That could be where I missed it. Is this a boiler room play? I guess it could be. More for the exit than the power. Although, actually, we would see what happens when we connect power to security if we build this. So, yeah, all right. So, I don't know if I have to power it on or not, but, like, power should be... Okay, what happens if I send power into security? What does that do? Does it just travel through all these rooms? There's no power there. And there's no door there, so I don't even know if this is worth doing. Yeah, like, I don't think security consumes power. I think it just routes power. So there's really no point in trying to mess around with turning this on or whatever. Is it still on from last time or what? All right. I think we go through. So yeah, it's not on. It's still in the same configuration from last time. You know what? Just in case it affects the probability, let's send power through this door that we haven't unlocked yet. And maybe there's a chance that that like increases the odds that there's a consumer on the other side. No, I need all 3 buttons, right, to turn it on? Okay, so... that should be 1. Right, and then the problem is I can't get down, right? Or no, I still can get... I can still get down. Okay. So we'll turn the power on first, and then we'll open the door. Let's see. How do you work? There we go. That should be 1. Now we can't get back up, though. All right, we'll figure this out in a minute. And then the last one is this one. All right, that should be all 3, I believe. Yeah, that's all 3 buttons, but now the other thing I need to do is extend the bridge here. Which I can't remember how this works. So wait, which ones do I need? I need this one. And that one. Like that. And this has to get power from somewhere. Like this. No. That extends the bridge, but now I'm not sure if all 3 buttons are lit up or not. They are. Okay. So we're going to activate the boiler. We're going to send power through that door. All right. And then if I do this, power still flows and the door opens. Okay. So now we've got power going into this room. Let's see if we get a consumer here. Let's see how this plays out. Our only other exit is from the aquarium, so we kind of have to get something heading north. All right, it did not work the way I hoped. If we go dark room, there's a chance we screw ourselves here. But bedroom's a dead end and garage is a dead end. So I could either spend... We do have the exit from the electric eel aquarium. So in the worst case that we draft something terrible out of the dark room, we're not totally screwed. I think I'd take the risk on here rather than spend a dice. Oh, it's interesting that the dark room conducts power. Yeah. Okay. So the dark room's a conductor. Dark room. South, north, south, and east. Interesting. Okay. So we're not going to be able to see what we're drafting here, which is dangerous. I don't... Well... What do I want to do? Do I want to spend a gem? Gem's more likely to have an exit, right? I don't know what either of these are. You know what? I've had bad luck with the first two. Let's go for number 3. Let's see what we get. The servants' quarters, a dead end. God damn it. All right. Well, we pick up a bunch of keys, I guess. So that's something. This is still Hartley's room? We think so. And then this is false, because this is probably Hartley's room. You know, master bedroom, ladies' chamber, guest bedroom, nursery, bunk room, boudoir. These are all built bedrooms. The dark room screws me again. Surprise, surprise. But I guess at least we got a bunch of keys. So we're gonna go through security to the drawing room, library, aquarium. All right. It is unfortunate. I guess we could try routing this through security now. I think security's just... Oh, it's already left. Okay. I think security is just a conductor. I don't think anything in here changes because the power's routing through it. Yeah, I don't think anything changes. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're missing one coin somewhere. Nothing else has changed. So it's just like the rooms that can conduct power don't do anything with it, I don't think. All right, foundation to library to aquarium. And there could be a gem in here. There it is. Because it's a green room, of course, that's why. All right. So we've got to get some exits here. Even if unless we get the lab and it connects directly. I don't know how that would work. We don't need the nook or the bedroom, so we'll go courtyard here. It's free because we built the terrace. So that's a nice pickup. That gives me a north exit as well as a west to play with. And some more gems from the constellation thing we picked up. That's pretty nice. All right, there's dirt. There's a dirt pile, but I don't have a way to use it. There's no chess pieces here or anything like that. All right, so I guess we'll head west. It's an intense playthrough. I really need to get up to this room of the antechamber, and we have the resources for it. It's just a matter of whether we can draw the pieces, the blueprints we want or not. All right. Utility closet. Now, actually, I might want to buy this. I don't need the food from the kitchen. We have another exit. So this is a dead end, but we have dice for an emergency. We have another exit. And this will let me deal with security doors since I don't have the key card. I think I have to build this. So key card entry system is off. Gymnasium is off. Dark room is on. Garage is on. Don't need to deal with the vac indicators. Okay. So now we backtrack to security and change the security settings again. This is eating up quite a few steps, but we have a lot to work with. Plus we have the sleeping mask in the nursery, so I think we're okay. All right, now that the security doors are off, let's double check. Oh, I've missed the key card somewhere. That didn't exist a moment ago. All right, so, well, all right. I guess it doesn't matter. Security level should be high now. Yeah. And we don't really need the key card because we turned it off in the breaker room. But where did I miss it? It would have to have been after the aquarium. So either courtyard or utility closet? Those are the only new rooms. Was the key card in the courtyard? Or did I somehow miss it in the utility closet? Maybe it's buried in the dirt there? I don't see how it could be in either of them. That's really weird. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. All right, this is our only exit right now, so we've got to get something good. Can't have a dead end here. Let's use the lockpick kit. All right. Commissary could be really solid. We have a bunch of money and not much to spend it on right now, and the other two options don't appeal to me, so let's go commissary. Okay, what can we buy? Compass, I think we want to get northern exits. Shovel to dig up, maybe dig up gems. I don't think we need the salt shaker. I think we want compass. I think we want shovel. And since we have the money for it, we might as well grab the sledgehammer too. Okay. That was pretty solid. So we're gonna head west here. We need to get into this room, and we need to get there with a door heading east. That's what our dice are being saved for. So let's see what we can make happen. Okay, I can't pick the lock, but I have 6 keys. Hey, Chris Shade, hello, welcome to the channel. All right. Bedroom heads us north, but cuts us off from the west quite a bit. Obviously, we can't go over the dead end. Billy room has keys. I guess we're going bedroom here. We need to start moving west very, very soon. I can't get pushed up north to the point where I can't get west again. So I might have to burn a dice here. But we'll go bedroom for now. Take a peek around. Maybe I didn't want the compass? I don't know. Maybe the compass was a bad... Maybe the compass is a trap. Maybe I shouldn't have bought that. There's no way for me to, like, get rid of an item, either. Maybe buying the compass was a mistake. All right, I don't see any items in here. We've got to move west. Let's see what we can do. All right, boy. That is rough. We've got to move west. I don't need the dining room. I don't need the nook, and I don't need the secret passage because it's going to force me. I think I have to use one of my dice here. Laboratory. There we go. Oh, I would have liked this earlier, but this ends the run. This gets me 12 dice and ends the run because I have no other exits on the map, so we'll go laboratory. Okay. Key card's fine. We can get past that. Both power rooms have been built already, so we're not getting any power here. Still got 5 gems, so we're okay on that front. I should probably do a quick experiment and move along. Let's see what we have here. Okay, each time you unlock or bypass the security door immediately. Probably this one, and then... I don't know the... Spread dirt on the driveway. I don't know. Maybe there's something unique you can dig up there. Or maybe it's just there's more stuff out there, but... I want to see what this one does. The other two aren't that interesting to me. Okay. All right, here's our west exit. We need to move west again, then north, north, and then east into the antechamber. Let's see how we do. I think we gotta go passageway here. It gives us 2 options. It does burn through 2 gems, so I'm gonna have to hold off on any more gems if I can. But this gets us 2 chances to maybe make our way into the antechamber. Oh, and apparently this conducts power as well. Let's make a note of that. Okay. So I think we want to go out the west exit and turn north. The compass should help us here. Office? Yeah, we'll go... Well, that cost me 2 gems, though. Yikes. I'm really nervous that I'm going to need gems to get into the antechamber here. I'm really, really nervous about it. There's a gem in the safe, so we can get up to at least 2 here. Hey, Urania, welcome back to the channel. Good to see you again. Chris, I did mean welcome back, sorry. Yeah, it's been a pretty good run so far. I'm nervous. I'm trying to get into room 46 finally, and I'm not sure if we're gonna do it or not. All right, so we're up to 2 gems. I really need to preserve these for that last draft to make sure we get the east exit here. I can spread gold. It's fine. I can do that. I don't really need to, but I can. Do we have the office marked for a chess piece somewhere? I don't know if we do. Was there a chess piece in here? There's the queen. Is that the, no, that's the king. That's the king, right? Or is that the queen? How do you, how do you tell the difference? Chess, queen versus king, piece. Which is queen and which is king? The piece with the pointy top is the king. Okay. So I think because it's got that little cross on top, I think that's the king. The king has plus of it. Yeah, okay. So king, we found a king in the office, which makes sense. It's associated with the lord of the manor, right? The pieces do seem symbolic. Let's mark that. So king, office. I think the master bedroom will also have one, but I have to build it and check. All right, we need to get across to the north here. So chapel it is. We don't have any gold, so we don't really lose anything. Okay. So now comes the moment of truth. This door is open to the antechamber. So if I can get an east exit, I can get in there, get the key, backtrack to the fountain, and open the basement door. I don't know if that gets me to room 46 or not, but I could do that much. That would be new for me. The question is, I only have one other exit here from the passageway. Do I backtrack and try and get more gems or more dice before I do this? Because once we fail here, the run's over. Like there's nothing else to do. So maybe it's worth my time to come back here. I've got the steps for it. I've got keys. I don't have any gems, but maybe I want to get more gems too. Maybe there's an opportunity here to get another dice or another gem somehow that improves my odds of succeeding in getting into the antechamber. I think I do want to do that. So I have 2 exits here, north and south. Okay. I didn't really need to actually enter here. I was getting ahead of myself. I guess we have another exit to the west here as well that we could mess with since we're in here. Okay. Boudoir gets us more steps. There could be a gem in here. I can't remember. Is there a safe? Plus it gets us another door. I think this is worth doing. There's a bunch of steps. Yeah, the safe is here, so that at least gets me a gem. And I can fill in the corner here, possibly with the conservatory. Also, do I have this letter? Yeah, I already have the C here. All right, is there a chess piece in here? I think there is. I think we already have boudoir marked down somewhere. Or maybe we don't. Is there a chess piece in here? Maybe there isn't. Okay, no chess piece. That's fine. Let's take the gem. That's helpful. Whatever we draft here, we can get the letter. If it's a room that has sketches. What do we have? Another way into this room I don't think we want. I don't want to spend the gems on the attic. So I guess we go Nook. We'll pick up the key and we'll look at the sketches. All right, so we have... Oh, that's... what is that? I've never seen that guy before. We have... like, Indian or chief? Is that a chef? I guess that's a chef. So chief and chef would mean... this letter would be an I, maybe? That makes sense to me, at least. Chief and chef? Chief and chef? I still don't really understand what this first word is going to be. I can't figure it out. If it's two words or one. All right, so now comes the question of which direction is better to draft from for trying to get across the antechamber. It says it's more likely to get rooms going north. So, like, we're going to have things that, like, dog legs that go left, I guess? Or a straight shot corridor from below? I'd love to get rid of the compass now. Did we ever use the corridor? We never used the corridor, so the corridor would go straight across. Chief and chef, yeah. I don't know which direction it's better to draft this from. But we'd like to get more dice first. We're going to check these two passageways, see if we can get, like, the Draxus thing or something. Let's head south first. So, furnace is a no. Walk-in closet could have a dice in it. Rotunda, I don't want to spend these 3 gems. Is this worth it? We could get a gem back. We could get a dice. More likely to get keys and coins, but there could be something good in here. Rotunda would get us access to a couple of things. Other rooms that we could build. But I don't want to spend these 3 gems. 1 gem here is a gamble. I certainly don't want to build the furnace. I don't want to spend my last dice on a reroll, so I think we gotta play closet. Let's see if we get lucky. So we got coins, we got a key. We did get our gem back. And then the fourth item is what? Where's the fourth item? Oh, the salt shaker. Okay. So that was kind of a... I drew even there, right? I didn't get another dice, but I didn't really lose a gem. So we're okay. All right, let's see if we can build north. Cloister of Draxus would be great anytime now. Archives would let me leave to the east. So would Kitchen, though. But this cost me a gem. I might need 3 gems here. I think we're better off going Archives and gambling on whatever this turns out to be. We're near the end of the run anyway, unless we get where we want, unless we get into the antechamber. Yeah, I don't want to spend the gem in case I need 3 here, so we'll go Archives. And that really only leaves us with one thing left to do. Here's the other door, right? The other door to the antechamber that's not open. I guess there could be an item in here. No such luck. All right. All right. Well, I don't want to spend the gem. I don't want the furnace. I guess we'll get rid of the lavatory here. At least take it out of the pool. What's the likelihood that there's a dice in there, right? Like 0? I found an item in there like once and it was like a coin. So I don't think I'm gonna burn a step going, well, I mean, I've got 60 steps. I guess it's not really that hard to go in and check. Yeah, no items. Okay. All right, well, moment of truth is here. Can we get into the antechamber or not? I need an exit going east so much. I just need it, man. I need it. Oh, I forgot about this. I forgot that this would do this to me. Oh, fuck. Well, vault and attic are definite no's. We don't know what this is, so it seems super risky to play. Let's redraw. God damn it. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Why are you doing this to me, game? I did everything right. And it just shafted me with the stupid RNG. Oh, god damn it. The whole run's a total waste. I got nothing. I got nothing out of this run. That's an hour. That's a full hour of my life I never get back because this piece of shit RNG system fucked me over again. All I wanted was 1 exit out of 6, and you couldn't give it to me? Are you fucking kidding me? And I'm not going to have the secret garden to start with tomorrow, which means I have to get this open and I have to get to it once I get it open. Which, oh my god. It's not as impossible as it was before, because before I had to find the broken lever and I had to have the greenhouse. Now if I get the secret garden key and I can get the secret garden, that's a second way to get in there. But god damn it, I can't believe after all the preparation and thought that I put into it, it all came down to shitty rolls, and I got fucked. That's the worst thing about this game. It's the worst part of this game. I really hate that. I really, really hate that. Day's a complete waste. That's really disappointing. It was a really good opportunity. I just couldn't. I don't know. Maybe taking the compass was a mistake. I don't know. Maybe if I had built from the Nook instead of the chapel, or if I had remembered that the archives wasn't just... See, I confused the dark room and the archives. The dark room, you only get the dark room effect when you're in the dark room, but I forgot the archives carries on once you leave it. Maybe I should have built from the Nook door instead of the chapel door. Maybe I'd have been more likely to get across than to get the dogleg right. But still, that is so frustrating. That is really, really upsetting. What a shame. All right, I guess we're gonna have to try again. Like, what else can I do? I don't feel like playing this anymore right now, so we're gonna call that the stream today, even though it's a little bit early. I'm too disappointed by that. And regardless, thank you guys so much for being here with me. Pilachu, Chris Shade, Urania, Alan Wang, and Rodney. Thank you guys for stopping by. To anybody watching in the VOD in the future, hope you enjoyed the episode as well. I feel like the RNG is going to make this series go so much longer than it needs to be. Like, it's going to drag it out so much. Like, I should have made so much more progress than this by now. But I just keep getting blocked by bad draws on the pool. So I can't do the things I know I need to do to solve the puzzles. And the thing about this game, there are some days, some runs are just absolutely incredible, and other runs are like this one, where it's just so devastatingly disappointing. I don't know when you're in the former, it feels fantastic. You're like, this was all worth it. And when you're on a day like this one, you're like, this is fucking stupid, and I hate this, and I don't want to play it anymore. So I'll definitely get drawn back into it tomorrow, but that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll see you next time. Take care.